So.
What the fuck did you drop now? Oh my god, my eyeshadow fell out! Oh my god! Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a review on the Tarte palette called Natural Eye Palette, the Femme Natural. They have like 3 different versions, I think, of this. At least when I was there was like 3, they were all the same price. But I went with this one because it had more gold tones that I was searching for. First we'll talk about the packaging. It is very, very cute. It is a very deep purple. And it has a purple with zipper flower. It's very, very cute. Kind of your basic size palette. Not too huge. It is a little bit thick. When you open the palette, you are greeted by a mirror, which still has the plastic on it because they don't really find the use for it. They also include a little how-to apply shadow thing. I don't really find a use for this. I kind of like to create my own kind of looks, but for someone that's like maybe a little teeny bopper and doesn't know how to use makeup or something, here, it's for you. The next thing that they come with, obviously, is the shadows themselves. And there is 10 total shadows. I have to be very careful with this because I'll insert a clip of what just happened. But one of them literally just fell out and kind of broke in the corner, and when I went to pop it back in, I gouged it. So that's disfortunate. But it comes with the 10 shadows as well as a shadow brush and a eyeliner. They're both duos, so there's 2 ends to both. First, we'll just do a quick review of the eyeshadow brush. This part of the palette I think is great. I love that it comes with a little additional things that you can use with their product. I like when things come with nice eyeshadow brushes, and the fact that there is also a liner included in this palette, I think that's super great. So here's one end to your basic eyeshadow brush. And then once you flip it over, you find yourself with a more dense, short blending brush. It's very cute. It's kind of a navy blue with gold. I really like this. I use this actually quite frequently. I have several eyeshadow brushes, and this is actually one of my favorites. It is very, very soft. So this is a plus side to this Tarte palette. Maybe one of the few upsides to this. Just a little hint to how I feel about the palette. Next, we will review the Tarte long wearing eyeliner. It says it's long wearing, probably because it's really invisible. It comes with 2 different shades. There's this olive green tone. I'm not a big fan of green shadows, green liners. I don't think it works well with my eyes. I have blue eyes, and I feel like green kind of is just very distractive and very overpowering. Barely touching it. It shows up kind of faint. If I push harder, you'll kind of get more of the green olive tone. It kind of looks like henna when it's drying. It's got that green, kind of muddy color to it. I'm not going to use that side so much. I'm not very into greens, like I said. The other color that I have to show you on this is the purple. I've only used this one time, so if that tells you anything about the pigmentation, I don't know what will. But again, lightly touching the liner, you do get the purple. This one is much more pigmented than the green, and if I push a little harder, it is a very creamy eyeshadow, so I'll give it a plus that it is creamy. But when I go to put on eyeshadow, I don't like to have to scrape stuff onto my eyes, and so that's kind of a downside to the shadow. But it is creamy, I'll give them that. As for long lasting wear, I couldn't really tell you because I didn't like the way that it looked on my eyes, so I just haven't really been able to use this effectively. As far as palettes go, for my own personal taste, I love gold shadows, I love nudes. Sometimes I go for more vibrant out there colors, but I'm really not into that. I just like kind of more toned down golds. I think gold works very well with people that have blue eyes, and so nude palettes are something that I look for and I strive for. And so instead of buying the Urban Decay Naked palette, I decided to go with this palette. I was very disappointed, and I ended up buying the Urban Decay Naked palette anyway just a couple days ago. So I'll be able to do a review on that as well as the primer potion that it came with. So we will now get into the colors. You got your basic highlights over here, and as it drifts across, it gets kind of darker. And so virtually just looking at this palette, it's very, very pretty. And then there's a couple colors that just confuse me. One such color is this tan right here. I don't understand this tan, it's very matte, just like this brown. I don't understand these two shades at all. They're not very pretty. Just looking at them, they don't appeal to me. Maybe as just a base for your whole eyeshadow, I guess it would be okay. I don't really like having to put eyeshadow on top of eyeshadow on top of eyeshadow. I think just going along is the best way to go. So there's just a couple colors that confuse me. First of all, I just want to say that if you are a big Tarte person, you love Tarte, you think their products are great, then I'm very happy for you. I'm glad you've had good experiences with them. However, this is my first and only Tarte palette that I've ever owned. I was super excited for this palette, so that's why I'm just so disappointed in the quality, I guess, especially for the price. So I will do some swatches for you. So we're swatching these first four. I'm really pushing hard on these to try to get them to show up. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see these, to be honest with you. From the top to the bottom, we have the creamy highlight color, the tannish color, another nude matte tan that confuses me, and the pink. As you can tell, the colors don't show up very well, and I really tried to dig them out of there. The highlight color, I think, is the best out of all of these shades, only because it does do your basic highlighting job. So this highlight color, I think, is actually wonderful. It's not too shimmery, it's not too crazy, so if you're wearing eyeshadow that's like wow out there, it's a really good highlight color. However, as you decrease down the line, you'll see that the other kind of highlight blend color, I think it's like a goldish tan, is actually kind of very loose and very light, very light. And then the tan that confused me didn't even show up that well, like it's just a color that's there. And then the pink rosy color is there as well. I'm just confused. If I'm spending $30 on this palette, why aren't these colors more pigmented? I expect a little bit more long-lasting wear from my eyeshadows, and this just doesn't do it for me. So once again, swatching these four colors, and this is what I got. These two colors I'm about to show you are actually the ones that I've used the most of, and as you can tell, the bottom purple color is the one that fell and that I gouged out. I'm really pissed off about that. So as you can tell, the bottom color is obviously the purple with the gold hues, and the top color is the gold with red hues. So we're talking about the two in the middle, beautiful colors. Like I said, I really like purples, and as an outer eye shade, that one works the best. And then as your all over main color, the top one is perfect. So this middle row is amazing. This is my favorite two colors in this entire palette. Definitely the most wearable. The last four colors I'll show you are the green, the olive, the matte tan, and then the black. From the top down, we're talking about the green, the olive, the matte brown, and then the black with kind of like a silver spark. As far as green goes, I mean, it's an okay pigmentation for an outer eye color. If you're going for a green look, it would be the perfect shadow for you. The olive, I think, is really ugly. It kind of looks like mud. And then the brown is just your basic brown, and then the black is just kind of crap. It's more of a silvery black than a just regular black. I'm just kind of disappointed in the pigmentation in most of these colors. It shows up pretty well on my hand, but as far as long lasting, you really have to pile this crap on. Like I was saying, you have to really press hard onto these shadows in order to get them to show up. Besides the two middle ones, and even then, the top one, you still have to use a lot and apply a lot in order to get them to show up. I find it very disappointing that when you're paying for a high-end product and you're paying for a brand name, you expect to get vibrant shadows that are long-lasting. And I don't particularly like the fact that for something that I'm spending so much money on, I have to pile on the makeup. Just for the price of this palette, I was just very, very disappointed in the pigmentation and the lasting effect of them. They don't last very long. They definitely don't last all day, and if they do, they look very, very dull and they're not vibrant at all. And as far as like a natural palette goes, look at that, another one just fell. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my lord. This is just so irritating. Wow. The only good news about this palette is that it is very, very easy to depot. They just virtually pop off whenever you need them to. Ding. That's really the only great thing about this palette, is that you can take out these shadows very simply and put something else in it. If I barely just move an eyeshadow, as you can tell, it's very easy. And I've already dropped 2 shadows so far. They're basically just attached by a very small magnet on the inside, so they're very easy to just pop out. See, I'm just barely lifting this corner and it comes right out. As far as the packaging goes, I'm definitely keeping the packaging of this palette. What I'm probably going to end up doing with this is just take it, depot it, put my favorite colors in here, and send the shadows over to my sister or do something with them. I have no idea. If you are looking for a new palette to try that's on the cheaper end of sorts, I would just go to the store and maybe try like Walmart. If you got 30 bucks to spend, please don't spend it on